Well, just made a road trip to a local antique store. Wasn't that far. About 20-25 minutes away. Picked up this little gem. As you guys can tell, it is a TV. I got it laying on its side. But can you guess what brand it is? I'm not sure there's any kind of clues that would help you. There's the back controls. Let's turn it this way. Maybe you can see. Big old speaker. Look at that big gigantic speaker there. And it's even got a hole in the CRT neck cover. But anyway, that's the prize I picked up. So we're going to get it out, and then I'll turn it around and show you what I bought. All right, here it is, turned upright. It's a Travler. And from what I've read, these were sold in mom and pop stores. I think they were made in Illinois. I think. Midwest anyway. But it's a 21-inch. When we looked at this, it looked like the paint was flaking off on this cover, this bezel around the tube, but that's dirt. It's cruds of dirt that's got down in there. So that's a good thing. I was wondering how I was going to have to fix that. It's a mahogany cabinet. Was a little pretty set when it was new, I'm sure. That's all the original knobs. Looks to be, from what I've seen on pictures online. Alright, we got it in the basement where we can see a little more about it. Got a very decorative bottom there on the front. Just a little cut out scallops there. Main problem with the cabinet, I think the sides would sand and clean up very well. We do have a piece of veneer missing right here, so have to contend with that. But as in any restoration, first thing I'll do is try to get the chassis working, and if we have success with that, then we worry about the cabinet. But it's a Travler. You'll see it on the screen what the model number is. 1955, 21-inch. That's what the 21 means. The price was just too good to pass up. Had $49, and I bought it for a lot less than that. So I'm tickled with my buy. Had a lot of fun messing with this set, trying to restore it. Well, I'm not sure until I get to Sam's for this set. I was able to find one that I think is close enough to it to work. But I think this is on-off volume. And that's probably contrast in behind it here. Because the second one, the smaller knob, says picture brilliance, which means brightness, I think. It should. And then the third knob says vertical hold. And this is a tuner and the fine tuning inside of it here. Pretty sure that's correct. And as far as the controls on the back, we've got a vertical linearity, horizontal hold, horizontal drive, width control, and what's left of a 1/4 amp fuse. That's probably the B+ fuse onto the horizontal circuit. I also got a vertical height right there. I just seen that. Pretty dirty. but from what I can tell, it looks like all the tubes are still in it. Okay, we've got the CRT hooked up to the Syncor universal adapter. So let's see what the CR70 says about this tube. I don't think I see anything. Not a good sign. Alright, I got the chassis out of this cabinet. And I've been cleaning on it just with a vacuum cleaner. Got the dust out first. Not too concerned about that because I'm not ready to work on this set yet. Did have some bad news on the picture tube that I tested. National Video Corporation, Chicago. Probably an original tube. I don't know who Travler got their tubes from, but I would say there's a good chance it's an original tube. But anyway, that tube's bad. And looking under the chassis, obviously some repairs have been done on this set in the past. That's a replacement there, that cap. This one looks like it's kind of hanging in space. There's probably 15 or so paper caps and the electrolytics. At least it looks like there's a lot of parts still there and a lot of originality in places. So, as I begin working on the Travler chassis, the first thing I'm going to do is replace that AC input jack. It's all broken out and loose. I'm going to have to drill these two rivets out and put a new jack in. There's a new AC input jack. Back view there. So now I'm going to put some voltage into this, leave all the tubes out, and just see if my power transformer is okay. Hopefully it is, and we can get started on this restoration. Well, I kind of skipped ahead. Did a power up and had no voltage coming out on the power transformer. Other than filament voltage, it was okay. But 720 volts or so that goes to the rectifier tube, nothing there. And I checked resistance, nothing there. So I pulled the transformer out. Before I pulled it out, I marked the wires. You can see the tags there. Found a problem. Both of these secondary wires are broken where they connect. So hopefully my resistance is okay on the wires. Supposed to be about 100 ohms across the two wires, 55 from each wire to ground. So hopefully that's okay, and I'm thinking I can reposition these connections here to come around here and resolder and maybe fix this transformer. But right now I'm going to hopefully find that I have resistance across that winding and I can repair it. Well, boy, did I get lucky. I managed to carefully strip the ends of those wires enough to put a little solder on them to check them. And look what I have. I got 104 ohms, which is pretty darn close to what it should be. I did put two new wires going to the 5U4 tube socket and run them back here to wire. Okay, power transformer mounted back in the chassis after the repairs. I'm going to apply some power and we'll see what we get. Should have about 700 volts or so, maybe 750. And just slowly bring it up. Got about 800 volts there, so hopefully the transformer will be okay now. And I did leave my tags on the the leads going to the transformer until I test it to make sure all the windings are okay. Really the only other windings that I can check is those 6.3 volt, the X and the Y. The Z is not being used. Both windings did check okay, so got that power transformer repaired, and we'll start working on the rest of the chassis now. I think I'll take a break, so stay tuned for the next video, and we'll continue working on the 21-inch Travler TV. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, and we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel. Thanks.